give it a miss, but he has sent me all of his questions and I'm ready to give you those and see how you get on. So I'll give you a few minutes to sign on. Drop me a comment on the stream if you're there and let me know that you're watching and I'm not just talking to myself, because that's what I feel like I'm doing. Hopefully this month's questions look quite good. I'm quite glad I'm not playing, if I'm honest. I've just been reading the questions and I'm not sure I would get something. But Patricia, if you are, I'm sure you're going to get at least one because it mentions Fife. T said she'd be watching with her pencil poised. So I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to get going and get a drink. Tell me if you've got yourself a drink to watch with as well, let me know. So, well, I've got one person watching so far. You'll need a pencil and a paper if you've not played before. I've got a couple more, so I'm going to give a few more minutes. Make sure you've got a drink with you, you've got a pencil and paper, and that you're ready to play along. There's the same number of rounds as always. I've got Ben's questions ready. I'm going to start off with the first round on books. So, give you a couple more minutes just to get ready and everyone to be there, and then I'll start you off with the first question. And I'll post, like Ben does, all of the questions in the stream when we're finished. So, we're up to 7 people watching now. So you feel free to drop me a comment on and let me know what you think of the questions as we go, and I can tell Ben what you think of his questions. So I'll give you one more minute and then we'll get going. To 8 people watching apparently. So all you need is a pencil and a paper to get going. My dad's watching. He says hi, Kaz. Hi, Dad. And we're up to 10 people. Right, I'm going to get you going. So the first round is books, okay, which is a good first round for a book group. So question 1 is, according to the title of Danny Clark's latest book, Where is the Boy? So according to the title of Danny Clark's latest book, Where is the Boy? I think this is quite a popular book. So if you've been looking on the internet recently at any of the posts in the group or just in Facebook in general, I think you might know this one. So according to the title of Danny Clark's latest book, Where is the Boy? Question 2 features one of our UKCBC favourite authors. Which 2 books by Tony Forder were republished on April 19th this year? And Ben is being generous, so if you know both books, you get a point for each. So which 2 books by Tony Forder were republished on April 19th this year? And you get a point for naming each one. Oh, Patricia's saying nope. We say nope to Patricia. Do you not know which 2 books by Tony were republished? There's definitely a question about Fife, so you're going to know one of these. Patsy, keep up. Stick with us until at least round 3, because I'm sure you're going to get one of those in there. I feel like Ben has written one of these questions just for you. Book 3. Question 3. in the book round. The Khan, released on April the 1st, tells the story of a British Asian lawyer whose family is involved in organised crime. When her father is murdered, she has to return to take his place. But who is the author of The Khan? So The Khan, released on April the 1st, tells the story of a British Asian lawyer whose family is involved in organised crime. When her father is murdered, she has to return to take his place. But who is the author of The Khan? T says she's here and no clue. Dad has 2 so far, he doesn't know. Patricia says she can't answer the first 2. Blame Ben, guys. He wrote the questions. They get easier or harder, I suppose, as you go. I'm going to be honest, if I was playing along with you, I don't think I would have known some of these ones either. So question 4, Watch Her Fall is a new thriller from Erin Kelly, but around which art form is the story centred? So Watch Her Fall is a new thriller from Erin Kelly, but around which art form is the story centred? Don't know how much help I can give you with that one. So it's quite a, if I'm right about this, which I might not be because I'm not looking at the answers, he sent me those separately, but I feel like Watch Her Fall is an art form that people like Darcy Bustle might be particularly interested in. Patricia says he does it deliberately. Makes them tricky. Is that what you're saying, Patricia? He's a good quiz writer. He does come up with some tricky ones. And then finally, everybody should be able to get question 5, hopefully. So finally, steaming in here at the end is question 5. Bullet train follows 5 killers on a bullet train in which country? So 5 killers on a bullet train in which country? What country do you find the Shinkansen bullet train in? T says, thank God for Darcy Bustle. Only depends if you trust me, T. I'm not sure I would. I've not read the book. So I'm going to post the first set of questions into the stream, just in case you missed any. Okay. And then we'll move on to the next round, which is film and TV. Hopefully you all got the Shinkansen bullet train question, because I feel like that one was quite a good question. Right. There we go. That's the first round. And then round 2 from Ben is film and TV. Okay. Oh, Dad says Heath has got 1 out of 5. Pat C says, is that dinosaur skull in the back? It is, Patricia. It's my T-Rex skull. Needs a good name. Ellie suggested quite a few actually back when I bought him around the time of Spookfest last year. So we're ready for film and TV round. Let's see if we can improve those scores. So Dad's got 1 out of 5. Film and TV. So question 1 of film and TV. Which awards were held on the 10th and 11th of April at the Royal Albert Hall in London? So which awards were held on the 10th and 11th of April at the Royal Albert Hall in London? Mark. Yeah, it could be a Mark. That's a good name, Patricia. I'd attempt to put him back, but I feel like I'd do a Sam and send all the piles of books all over the place. I'm not sure if I'm ready for them all to land on me. So, question 2 of film and TV. Which 2 monsters went head to glorious head at the start of the month in the 4th film in Legendary's Monsterverse series? Now, this is one of the questions that I would have known if I was playing along. So, which 2 monsters went head to glorious head at the start of the month in the 4th film in Legendary's Monsterverse series? Think about really famous monster movies if you're not sure of this one. Think about 2 of the kind of most famous monsters that could be fighting. And you'll probably get it. Question 3 for film and TV. Who is the Hollywood actress appearing alongside Guy Pearce in the new HBO crime drama Mayor of Easttown as the titular Mayor Sheehan? That's Mayor, M-A-R-E. So who is the Hollywood actress appearing alongside Guy Pearce in the new HBO crime drama Mayor of Easttown as the titular Mayor Sheehan? That's Mayor, M-A-R-E. Dad, what is a monster movie? A monster movie is where a giant monster tries to wreck a place and then you try and solve it in the movie. So the hero comes along and fixes things. Pacific Rim is one of my favourite monster movies. That has giant monsters being fought by people in giant robot suits. It's great. I've not seen the film from question 2, but I would like to. Question 4 of film and TV. Yes, like that, Dad, and you may have given a bit of a spoiler in the comments for question 2. And no, Patsy, I don't think it is. I've seen the answer to question 3 on the buses. So if you've been looking at bus adverts, you might know the answer to question 3. Question 4, The Innocent will debut on Netflix on April the 30th. It's an adaptation of the 2005 book of the same novel, but who is the author? So The Innocent will debut on Netflix on April the 30th. It's an adaptation of the 2005 book of the same novel, but who is the author? Feel like that person, and I might want to go and look at the answers, could be appearing in our May festival. Oh no, they're not. Ignore me. See, I'm not helping. What is Netflix? It's a streaming service. Will you have Netflix logged in on your TV at home, Dad? Because I logged in mine. And then question 5, the reunion for which comedy show was filmed in Los Angeles this month, almost 17 years after the show came to an end? So the reunion for which comedy show was filmed in LA this month, almost 17 years after the show came to an end? T says it's going swimmingly so far. T, I'm hoping that means that you're getting loads of questions right. Going to get the best scores yet this month. So I've put those questions in. And then Patricia, you are going to know the first question of the next round, hopefully, because it's a fellow Fife person. T says no, she doesn't know all the answers. So the next round is a really good Ben invention. It's called It's My Birthday. So all of the answers to the in this round are people whose birthday is this month. Okay, so Patricia, you ready for question 1? Because I'm sure you're going to know this one. It's my birthday. Question 1. Born in Fife, April 28th, 1960, this guy bought us Rebus. Who is he? So, question 1. Born in Fife, April 28th, 1960. Oh, he's getting old. This guy bought us Rebus. Who is he? So he will be in his 60s, I think, if I'm doing my maths right. Because my brother is in his 50s and he was born in the 60s, but a lot later than this guy. So, Patricia, do you know question 1? Hopefully you do. Born in Fife. Feel like that's your home area, so you might know about that one. And then I have no ideas. So the guy bought you Rebus for question 1, born in Fife. And then question 2, this is one of my favourite children's authors. So question 2, this godfather of fairy tales, famed for tales such as Princess and the Pea, The Little Mermaid, and The Emperor's New Clothes, was born on April the 2nd, 1805, but you need to follow the breadcrumbs and tell me who he is. So the godfather of fairy tales, famed for tales such as The Princess and the Pea, The Little Mermaid, and The Emperor's New Clothes, was born on April the 2nd, 1805, but you need to follow the breadcrumbs and tell me who he is. True story. I went to Denmark and was really excited to go and see the statue of the Little Mermaid because this person, who's the godfather of fairy tales, one of my favourite all-time children's fairy tale authors. And the year I went to Denmark to go and see the Little Mermaid statue, it went on a world tour and wasn't there. So I still haven't seen it. Question 3. We ready for question 3? Question 3. One of 3 sisters. This is the one who bought us Jane Eyre. Born on 21st of April, 1816. Who is she? So one of 3 sisters. This is the one who bought us Jane Eyre. Born on the 21st of April, 1816. Who is she? So famous Yorkshire sisters, these ones. Which one of them bought us Jane Eyre? They all lived in Haworth in the parsonage. Question 4. This English author found fame with 3 novels being turned to films, including Fever Pitch, High Fidelity, and About a Boy. So question 4. This English author found fame with 3 novels being turned to films, including Fever Pitch, High Fidelity, and About a Boy. And then question 5, the final one for It's My Birthday. This OBE, born on April the 5th, 1955, is famed for the Alex Rider series, as well as creating Foyle's War. He's also written novels for James Bond and Sherlock Holmes. So this OBE, born on April the 5th, 1955, is famed for the Alex Rider series, as well as creating Foyle's War. He's also written novels for James Bond and Sherlock Holmes, and recently made a television adaptation of the Alex Rider series as well. But it wasn't very good. So just drop those questions in case anyone missed any or wanted me to repeat any. They're all there. So that's It's My Birthday. We are halfway through. So we've got Bookmanto next. This is where you get a clue and it is the title of two famous. You're not dumb, Dad. So, Bookmanto is another one of Ben's great creations. It's two famous books kind of mashed together in a description. You've got to name both book authors, if that makes sense. So you get two famous book titles mixed together. Can you name the authors of both of the books? There's a point for each author that you get right. Okay, so Bookmanto question 1. A brave new prejudice. A family in a dystopian future where people are born from artificial wombs must marry off one of their daughters to ensure that the inheritance is passed on to the whole family. So, question 1, a brave new prejudice. A family in a dystopian future where people are born from artificial wombs must marry off one of their daughters to ensure that the inheritance is passed on to the whole family. So, who are the two authors of A Brave New Prejudice? Patricia says it's my birthday. I can cry if I want to. It's actually Wendy H. Jones's birthday today, one of our UKCBC authors, and she didn't get mentioned in the It's My Birthday round. I'll have to add her for her next time. So, question 2 of Bookmanto. Alice's Adventures in the Floss. A curious young girl goes through a hole in the ground and discovers a mill next to a river where the brother and sister live their lives. So, who are the two authors of Alice's Adventures in the Floss? A curious young girl goes through a hole in the ground and discovers a mill next to a river where a brother and sister live their lives. Did you wish her a happy birthday, Patricia? I did too. I only just noticed this evening that it was her birthday. I feel a bit mean. I could have posted earlier. So, question 3. The Pillars of Adrian Mole, age 13 and 3/4. A young diarist details his loves, losses, and the fortunes of a priory and village after the death of Henry I. So, who are the two authors of The Pillars of Adrian Mole, age 13 and 3/4? A young diarist detailing his loves, losses, and the fortunes of a priory and village after the death of Henry I. Then question 4. Watership and Peace. A group of rabbits escape their homes following the invasion of Napoleon's French forces. I would watch this. This sounds great. Watership and Peace. A group of rabbits escape their homes following the invasion of Napoleon's French forces. Who are the two authors who wrote that? And then the final one, question 5 for Bookmanto. 1,000 Splendid Murder Club. A group of pensioners investigate a murder over 30 tumultuous years in Afghanistan. Who wrote the 1,000 Splendid Murder Club? So, a group of pensioners investigate a murder over 30 tumultuous years in Afghanistan. I'll put those questions in the group, and then we've got 2 more rounds, and we'll see how you do. So there's 2 points, so you can win with a good Bookmanto round because you can get 2 points for each answer. So the final 2 rounds going to be more like a proper normal quiz. So we've got general knowledge and in the news. So if you've been paying attention to just general things going on or what's been happening in the news, if you're watching the news regularly, you should be great at the next 2 rounds. Okay, so general knowledge. The first question, this is something my husband would know, right? So I wouldn't, but my husband, this is kind of weird knowledge that he always knows. So general knowledge, what is the earliest date on which Easter can fall according to the Western tradition? So general knowledge, question 1, what is the earliest date on which Easter can fall according to the Western tradition? Oh my god, T, you're not crap totally. You'll be fine, honestly. Loads of people think that they're not doing well and then find out that they've got a really good score at the end. Uh, Patricia says pensioners solving a murder. Oh, what an idea for a book. I feel like pensioners would be good at solving a murder. Uh, Question 2 for general knowledge. Which Canadian singer had hits in the early 2000s with Skater Boy and Complicated? So which Canadian singer had hits in the early 2000s with Skater Boy and Complicated? Question 3 for general knowledge. March winds and April showers bring forth what, according to the proverb? So March winds and April showers bring forth what, according to the proverb? This is another one I'd be terrible at. So T, like I said, I'm glad I am at this side of the quiz this time. Would not know many of these. Question 4. What type of pedestrian crossing was introduced by James Callaghan in April 1949? So what type of pedestrian crossing was introduced by James Callaghan in April 1949? And question 5. There is a lot of students at my school that would know the answer to this. Question 5. The Titanic sank on April the 15th, 1912. But from what port had she originally set sail on that fateful journey? So the Titanic sank on April the 15th, 1912. But from what port had she originally set sail on that fateful journey? And then the final round is in the news. So anyone who has help, anyone who has a news running constantly, Dad, will know some of these because it's just anything that has happened in the news in this last month. So fairly recently, if you've been watching the news at all this month, then you're going to probably be pretty okay at this round. So there are 5 questions on things in the news. So Dad says help. T says yay, she's got one. Final round in the news. What sort of vehicle, for question 1, was used as Prince Philip's hearse? So question 1 again. What sort of vehicle was used as Prince Philip's hearse? Patricia posted the question, so if you just look at the thread of comments, the 5th one was about the Titanic. What port did the Titanic originally sail from? T says she's going to smack Ben. Yep, feel free. That's fine. Question 2. The European Super League caused a bit of a stink this month as 12 football clubs sought to set up their own competition. Of the 12, how many were English? Now, I think this is, you said football. That's all I know about it. I know that there is at least one English club in it. So the European Super League caused a bit of a stink this month as 12 football clubs sought to set up their own competition. Out of the 12, how many were English? And then, I've got really itchy eyes. Question 3. The discovery of a 3,000-year-old city was announced on April the 9th, but in which modern-day country is that city? So question 3. The discovery of a 3,000-year-old city was announced on April the 9th, but in what modern-day country is that city? And then question 4. What was unique about the jockey that won this year's Grand National? So question 4, what was unique about the jockey that won this year's Grand National? This is probably the only one of In the News that I know the answer to. And then question 5, what politician was kicked out of a pub in Bath this month? So question 5, what politician was kicked out of a pub in Bath this month? I'll post these ones in, give you a couple of minutes to go back on the stream and check if you missed any or you want me to repeat any, let me know. And then we'll do the answers. T's definitely got one, she says, which is good. Was it the Grand National one, T? Because that was the only one of the news ones I knew. So thankfully, Ben, kindly as he wrote the questions, also sent me the answers, which is excellent because I would not have known any of these or about. You'd have known my score if I had to tell you the answers because I wasn't doing well. Dad, see, I told you you'd be good at the In the News one. He thinks he's got 4 out of 5. Yeah, T's nodding. So she got the Grand National one. Did I get my top? Patricia, it's a dress. Where did I get it? It's from Popsy. I'll send you a link. Same place I got my book dress from. They've got a nice range of prints. So we ready for the answers? So the book round, okay? So keep marking, there's plenty of points available. So the answers for the book round, the boy in Danny Clark's book is in the well. So the boy in Danny Clark's book is in the well. Question 2 for the books. The 2 books republished by Tony Forder were Scream, Blue Murder and Cold Winter Sun. So Scream, Blue Murder and Cold Winter Sun. You get a point for each one of those, so there are 2 points available. And then question 3, The Khan tells the story of Gia Khan and is written by Saima Mia. So The Khan was written by Saima Mia. And I think I was trying to help and luckily did. If you will listen to my Darcy Bustle clue for question 4, Watch Her Fall is a thriller set in the world of ballet. So Watch Her Fall is a thriller set in the world of ballet. Most specifically, apparently, the London Russian Ballet Company. And question 5, Bullet Train. Might have had to think about that one a little bit and where bullet trains are famous from being from. But if you did, you had a guess at Japan and you would be right. So bullet trains are from Japan. So let me know how you did with the book round. Pop the answers in. Does Ben put the answers in the stream as well? I could do that. The answers in the stream. Let's go with it. T got 1. It's all good, T. Keep going. Yeah, Patricia got 1. It's not bad. See, you're level pegging at the moment. It's anyone's game still. Film and TV. So the answers for that. Earlier this month, the awards held at the Albert Hall were the BAFTAs. So the awards held at the Albert Hall were the BAFTAs. The Monsterverse one, Dad gave you an answer for that one. The 2 monsters going head to head in the spectacle of the year were King Kong and Godzilla. So the two monsters going head to head, Godzilla and King Kong. Yeah, Dad got 1 out of 5, the bullet train only. Question 3. In her first TV role in a decade, Mare Sheehan is played by Kate Winslet. So the answer for question 3 was Kate Winslet. Film and TV question 4. The author of The Innocent is the great Harlan Coben. So author of The Innocent was Harlan Coben. And then question 5. The one with the reunion is, of course, Friends. No broadcast date has been announced yet, but huge hit when it does air. If Sam was watching this, you would have known that one because she likes Friends. I weirdly don't like Friends. Never worked out that it was a comedy. But this would have been Sam's question if she'd have been watching. So film and TV done. And then we'll do It's My Birthday round, and we'll see if that Patsy knew the one for 5. So all of these people in It's My Birthday had a birthday in April. So, Patsy, well done. She's got 4. T got 1. So It's My Birthday round. Hopefully an easy one first. So Ian Rankin created a rebus. So question 1 was Ian Rankin. The fairy godfather. Ha! My grandkids are Ross and Rachel. Lovely names. Question 2. The fairy godfather of fairy tales is Hans Christian Andersen. So the creator of The Princess and the Pea, The Little Mermaid, The Brave Tin Soldier was one of my favourites of his. Hans Christian Andersen, famous Danish fairy tale author, and amazing. Question 3. She's one of the 3 Brontes. Hope you got that much. It's Charlotte Bronte who wrote Jane Eyre. So one of the 3 Brontes. Just had to have it. You had a guess at a Bronte. You had a 1 out of 3 chance of being right. So it was Charlotte Bronte who wrote Jane Eyre. Question 4. The author who did High Fidelity, About a Boy, etc. was Nick Hornby. So question 4, Nick Hornby. And then question 5, the guy who wrote Foyle's War, Alex Rider, and stuff about Sherlock Holmes and things is Anthony Horowitz. So question 5, Anthony Horowitz. All of those had a birthday this month. Patricia got it. Which is good. And then now here is where you can take this quiz and get a really good score. Whenever I play along with Ben, this is generally where I sort of get a good score. So you can get 1 point for every author that you named from these book mashups. So there's 2 points for every question for a maximum of 10 this round. Wow, T and Patricia, 4 out of 5 each. Ben's going to be amazed. So book Manto, the books we were after in question 1 were A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley and Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So if you said Aldous Huxley and Jane Austen, you would have been right. You get a point for each author that you named correctly. Don't even know how to pronounce what Ben's written in this one. It says 1 for the Nuneatonians in the audience here. Is he saying that Lewis Carroll is from Nuneaton? So, question 2. Alice's Adventure in Wonderland was the first book, so that's Lewis Carroll. And the second one was Mill on the Floss by Mary Ann Evans, or to give her a patriarchally imposed pen name, George Eliot. Dad says he's given up on quizzes. Yeah, but you'll like ace it at the end with all the general knowledge and in the news. Question 3. The 2 books there were Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, and The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole by Sue Townsend. So you wanted Ken Follett and Sue Townsend. And then question 4 would be a long and traumatic book and probably deeply boring, because the 2 ones that were combined there were Watership Down by Richard Adams, which is pretty decent, and War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, which is very boring. And then question 5, you wanted Richard Osman for the Thursday Murder Club, and Khaled Hosseini, who wrote 1,000 Splendid Suns, who Ben says he thinks we've had in here before, but he writes nice long titles that he can blend with others, and his books are great. So copy those answers in the stream, and then we'll go for Dad's best rounds, which will be general knowledge and in the news. And if I was playing along, general knowledge would have been the round where I was asking my husband all of the questions, because he would have known some of them. So the general knowledge answers. Yeah, T says she knows books but not authors. So I got 1 out of 5. Did you score a point for each author, T, that you knew? The general knowledge answers. So we were looking for the earliest date that Easter can fall on. And apparently, the earliest date that Easter can fall on in the Western tradition is March the 22nd. So March 22nd. It apparently also last fell on that date in 1818 and won't again until 2285, which is a gap of 467 years. So we're probably going to miss it. So March 22nd is the earliest date that we can have Easter. The singer who from Canada who sang Skater Boy and Complicated is Avril Lavigne. So Avril Lavigne was your Canadian singer. March winds and April showers bring forth May flowers, apparently. So March winds and April showers bring forth May flowers. I'm learning loads watching this, doing this. James Callaghan bought us a zebra crossing in 1949. So 1949, we had the zebra crossing. T, I reckon you probably get you've got to get at least half a point for getting that close with March 31st. And then question 5, the Titanic set sail from Southampton. So the Titanic set sail from Southampton. Built in Belfast, but set sail from Southampton. Okay. So apparently March 27th was Easter in 1958. If you're old enough to remember that. And then our final round of answers from in the news. And I reckon that we're going to get some really good scores here if you've been watching the news. This is normally another one of the rounds when I play along that I do really badly in, because I don't watch the news very often. So, in the news, the hearse that Prince Philip had was a Land Rover. Apparently he designed it himself. So his hearse was a Land Rover that he designed himself. And okay. So Dad says not sure Southampton was starting port. Patricia said it went to Cherbourg, France first. I'm going to believe you. So if you said Cherbourg, France, give yourself a score for that. I do not know anything about the Titanic. I'm going to bow to greater wisdom. So yeah, the Land Rover so far was Prince Philip's hearse. The European Super League had 12 founder members. 6 of them were English. So half were English. You knew anything about that. And then number 3, the 3,000 was 3,000, wasn't it? I think year-old city was the rise of Aten. So the discovery of the city, the rise of Aten, was made this month, and that city was in Egypt near Luxor. It's been lost beneath the sands until it was discovered last September. And then question 4, the unique thing about this year's Grand National winning jockey, and I'm sure it won't be unique for long, was that she was a woman. So Rachel Blackmore was the first female rider to win the Grand National. Patricia said that the Titanic went Belfast to Cherbourg, picked up and went to Coven Island. I believe you, Patricia. In fact, you might get an extra point from me for knowing that much about the Titanic. So, unique thing about the Grand National winning jockey was that she was a woman. And then question 5, the politician kicked out of a pub was Keir Starmer. So Keir Starmer was kicked out of a pub in Bath by a landlord angry about his position on the coronavirus pandemic, apparently. So he was kicked out of a pub in Bath. My husband would say he was probably lucky that he wasn't in a pub in Hull, because they tend to throw you out of windows in those pubs when they kick you out. Don't know if this is true or not, but it's one of his things that he says. Oh, T, last round, 4 out of 5. So add up your scores and let me know how you got on. So there should be, there was 6 rounds, 5 questions. I make that a total of 30 points, but you can get 10 points for round 4, so you can get up to 35. So, Dad, you did not get 5 total. Really? 5 out of 35? See how T and Patsy got on? T got 12. That's pretty good, T. That's I've been playing Ben's quizzes for a while. 12 is a good score. Let's see what Patricia got with her extra bonus point I'm giving her for knowing a lot about the Titanic. Oh, boom, Patricia, 15. That's a really good score. Well done. I think I would probably be along with my dad for this one. I might have pulled it out with knowing the author names, because that's kind of weird stuff I tend to know, but I didn't know any of the other questions really. So yeah, well done, everyone. Well done, Patricia, especially. That's a great score. T says Patricia beat her, but T12 is a really, really good score. Dad says, well done, Patricia. Yeah, we're going to have to let Ben know. That was a great score, Patricia. Thanks, everyone, for coming along and playing the quiz. I'm going to tell Ben that I don't know how he does it every month. I'm not sure I could sit here and talk to myself again like that. It's a bit weird. So thanks, everyone, for coming and joining and playing along. And you will get back to normal service next month with Ben doing the quiz. You only get me this once. but I will let him know how you did, and I'll feed back about the Titanic question as well.